Hello and welcome back to the Social Smarty Show. I'm your host, Jodie McIntyre, and today we are talking about a really hot topic, AI or artificial intelligence, but more specifically, how AI is shaping the world of social media marketing. Now, this isn't just a trend to watch anymore. Chances are you are using some form of AI in your own social media marketing. But today we're going to dive in and take a closer look at how this thing is changing the face of social media. Let's dive on in. Now, if you're anything like the clients that I work with, you're probably already using something like ChatGPT or Claude to help you with your captions or even come up with ideas for your social media. You might even have had to play around with some image generation, maybe Canva's magic editing tools. I love the one where you can scribble over something and it magically disappears out of the photo. But there's so much more to how AI is shaping the world of social media marketing than just ChatGPT. We are going to dig in today into how AI is helping solo and small business owners stay consistent with their social media marketing. Also, we'll have a chat around the algorithms and how the platforms have changed and why what used to work might not work anymore. And then lastly, we're going to talk about some of the blind spots you may have not thought of when it comes to AI and social media marketing. But more than that, I want to give you some real insights, not just the tips and the tricks and the how-tos, because AI is truly shaping how we connect online. It is changing what builds trust. It's changing what people connect with. And it's really important for us to understand how that is going to impact us as solo small business owners. In a world of auto-generated everything, being intentional matters even more than it ever has. Let's start with how business owners are using AI to generate content more effectively. Across industries, from service-based businesses to e-commerce, I'm seeing people use tools like ChatGPT not to replace themselves, but to move more quickly. I mean, tools like ChatGPT will help you turn one idea into a whole blog post or repurpose that blog post into 5 different social media posts, or even just use ChatGPT to help draft your captions, as I said earlier. But of course, we need to train it in our own voice. And here's where it gets really interesting. Tools like ChatGPT are no longer just creating tools, they're actually thinking tools. So if you have ideas that you don't have the time to really polish, that's where these tools can really save you time. They can help with things like structure, clarity. They can summarize things for you. There is so much power in these tools. Now, when it comes to using these tools, they don't need to replace your voice. We need to train them to sound like us. But the key thing about them, and you've probably heard this before, is that we need to have a quality input. So the more direction, the more information that we give to a tool like ChatGPT, the better the output is and the more like us it is going to sound. I have heard someone describe ChatGPT as like a junior employee that's just started in the business but has come armed with a degree. Very, very smart, but doesn't have all of the information, the experience, the knowledge, the instructions. So when we give ChatGPT or Claude or whatever tool you're using instructions, we need to be as clear as possible. So instead of me saying to ChatGPT, write me a caption about my upcoming workshop, I'm going to give it as much information and direction as possible. I'm going to say, write me a caption about my upcoming workshop. Here is the topic. Here is the target audience. This is what they're going to walk away with at the end of the workshop. Make it sound like me. Use New Zealand English, all these sorts of things. But what we can do is we can actually train ChatGPT so that we're not having to brief it every single time, particularly if you have the paid version. We can give it all of our services, all of our pricing, all of our information about our business, how we want it to speak to us, how we want it to respond. The people getting the best results that I'm seeing with tools like ChatGPT are not the ones that are the most tech savvy. They're the ones that give it the most direction, the most clear prompts, or even challenge that first output. We don't have to take that away and tweak it ourselves. We can give more direction back to the tool and tell it what changes we want to see until we're really happy that that outcome sounds like us and does the job that we want it to do. And if we go back to that idea of ChatGPT or whatever tool you're using being like a junior employee, a new staff member, we wouldn't give them all our sensitive business information, would we? So of course, we're not going to be adding that to this tool. And it's not just text. The image generation has come a long way from those strange images, particularly around fingers. ChatGPT in particular, or Midjourney could never figure out how to do fingers, but things are getting better all the time. And there's lots of other tools out there, like InShot, for example, can help you turn testimonials into videos, which is really powerful. There's just a raft of AI tools out there. I was playing with one this morning where I literally put in just my URL of my website. It took some time. It went through my website and it created a whole suite of different images with these AI avatars. They weren't real people, but they were speaking about my products and my services as if they were real people. It's just mind-blowing. One business I know of uses all of their frequently asked questions and turns them into these really easy little explainer clips and uses AI to do it. It's just so quick and easy and so much more effective than just having text on the screen. What I'm seeing with the most effective business owners is not that they're using AI to replace themselves, though. So even though these tools are amazing and they can whip up content for you, we still need to be in control of that message. It still needs to be authentic and come from us. Now let's talk about scheduling and strategy. Yes, AI can help with this too. Now, when it comes to social media marketing, it is so easy to just fall off the wagon. We want to be consistent. We want to keep showing up, but it's the first thing to drop off when we get busy. And it's not because we don't care or we don't think social media is effective. It's just that it's not always a priority. But this is where AI tools can come in and help us to stay consistent. There are tools out there now that can analyze your past posts and generate ideas based on what is most likely to get the most reach and engagement for your business. Isn't that crazy? Some of these tools can even forecast how they think a post is going to perform before you post it. I mean, this is a massive shift. This means that you can create content that you know is going to get the most engagement, or it's most likely to get the most engagement. You can create content with the highest chance of reaching more people, and you can spot the types of content that your audience actually enjoys consuming, that they're really resonating with. And these tools aren't just for big businesses. These are so accessible to everyone now. Here's what I think matters. I think it matters that AI can help you to stick to your strategy, not replace you or take over or post on your behalf, but help you fill in those gaps and stick with the strategy that you have planned for your social media marketing. It's basically helping you or supporting you with your decision making so that you can move faster and get things done quicker. It's like having a second set of eyes there helping you. Now, most people think that social media marketing is all based on what you post, when you post it, how many followers you have, but things have changed dramatically. So now social media content is getting recommended to people not based on relationships, but based on interests. So you're probably seeing a lot more content from creators that you don't know or businesses that you don't know or that you don't follow, because that is AI at work behind the scenes recommending content for you. So AI is basically predicting what's going to hold your attention. Now, this is happening not just on TikTok, where we're quite used to that, but it's happening on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, all the platforms. And this means a few things. So number one, follower count does not matter anymore. Follower count matters less than the relevancy of your content to your target audience. And algorithms reward the content that gets people stopping, watching, clicking, commenting, liking, all of that sort of engagement. You can get your business, your content in front of brand new audiences without even paying for ads, as long as your content follows the patterns that the algorithms are prioritizing. That means short form video rules, text on screen often gets better watch time, and storytelling, educational, or entertainment content performs better than pure promotion. And of course, what used to work, dumping a photo, writing a caption, simply doesn't cut it anymore. I mean, we're not competing for likes anymore. We are competing for attention or eyeballs or seconds spent on your content, and the algorithm knows it. Try and think of it kind of like a buffet. So if your content fits the plate of the person and what they're looking for on that buffet that night, then the algorithm, the platform's going to serve it up to them. But if not, even your existing followers, your existing audience might not even see your content. Okay, let's talk about risks. Now, scams and impersonations, I mean, they're nothing new on social media, but AI is making it easier and faster and harder for us to spot them. It's now easier than ever for scammers to clone your photos, your images, write captions in your voice, create fake competitions, and set up DMs and private messages. And as you know, they're not just targeting the big companies. In fact, it's easier for them to target the small businesses, because those small businesses with a loyal customer base or loyal followers are far more likely to be believed than the big businesses. I see it all the time. Accounts get duplicated, fake giveaways are run, and then your customers get caught out. It's really heartbreaking. And apart from the scammers, there's also another side of AI that we need to think about, and that's the risk of using AI in a way that actually undermines your brand. If your content feels generic, overly polished, not like you, then that sort of chips away at trust, because our audiences do notice. And I don't think this means we have to stop using AI. It just means we need to own everything that we publish. We need to have our eyes across it. I mean, check everything, read through the captions, make sure that it does sound like you. And here's the good news. In a world where anyone can generate content, the thing that's going to make you stand out is being human. It's you, it's your story, it's your face. There is no one that can replace you. And if we think about those big businesses that often don't have a face of their brand, we have one up on them. We, as a small business owner, we can show the human side of what it means to be running our business. So yeah, okay, AI might write 100 captions for you, but only you can tell your story, how you got started. Only you can respond to comments in your actual voice. And only you can show up consistently with empathy and clarity. I mean, people are just craving connection more than ever before. They don't want everything to be perfectly scripted. They want to see your little fluffs and mistakes and that you're a real person behind this business, because that is relatable and that is trustworthy. So yes, use AI to speed up your content creation, but don't lose the parts of your content that build trust, because that is how you scale your reputation. So here's the thing. AI is not going anywhere. And that overwhelm you feel about trying to jump on every latest tool or trend, that's not going to go away either. In fact, it's probably going to get worse as there's more and more available to us. But what is changing, and it's changing really fast, is how businesses are showing up online. It's how content is getting prioritized, how the social media platforms are pushing out that content, and how we're just quietly outsourcing our creativity without even realizing it. The best use of AI is about increasing our speed, but not for the sake of just cranking out more. It's about creating space, because when we speed up one element of our business, then we have more space to think, to be creative, to really get intentional with our marketing. Because if we're not careful, we're going to all start sounding the same. And as small business owners, our strength is our voice. So whether you're using ChatGPT to write your captions or you're using AI's tools to help you with your image generation, the key here is to not let AI replace you, but help it enhance, or use it to enhance the stuff that is unmistakably you. I'd love to know what this episode sparked for you. Come and continue the conversation. You will find me all over social media at socialsmarty.co. And if you do have a minute to leave me a rating or a review, that would help other business owners find their way to this podcast. And if you're ready to go deeper with this, I am just about to open doors to the Social Smarty Society. Go and join the waitlist. It is socialsmarty.co/society. I will pop a link in the show notes. Until next week, stay social.